Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk to you about relationships, and I wanted to share a little bit and connect a little bit and go a little bit deeper into this topic, especially because it's something that's come up a lot with people that I've been talking to lately, which might be because of, if you do follow astrology, we've got Venus, the planet of love and romance and beauty, which is retrograde. And all that means is that basically when any planet is retrograde, including, we usually hear about Mercury retrograde, which is planet of communication, but when Venus is retrograde, which rules women, beauty, relationships, it means that it's a really amazing time to reflect on our relationships. And obviously when we think of relationships, we think of romance, partnerships, unions, but to me it's also the relationship that we have with ourselves, because I really feel that when we are in a romantic relationship with another person, really what's reflected to us in that relationship is the primary relationship, which is the relationship that we have with the self first. So today I was just driving around, I got a bit lost. My phone died, I didn't have a GPS, I didn't know where I was, and I got lost, and I just got thinking, because I've been talking to people lately who are having a few power struggles, a few disagreements and things in their romantic relationships, and I just thought it was a really important topic to discuss. And I've been watching different materials on relationships. I've read a bunch of stuff, I've researched my own stuff on relationships before, and you know, I really feel like everything that's out there you have to take with a grain of salt and add your own flavor, which is, what are you comfortable with and what do you bring to any relationship that you're in, and whether that's a romantic relationship or a friendship or a family relationship. So there's two oils, because of course I always bring it back to the oils because there's an oil for everything, but really to me the oils are just a conduit, if you like, or a tool that helps me get to a certain point and work with that oil to release, to shift, whether it's a pattern, a situation. I use them a lot for the emotional, more so than the physical. Most people use the oils for the physical. They work really amazingly on the physical, almost quicker than the emotional sometimes. But the two oils I wanted to talk to you about are two oils that we've had for a few months here in Australia and New Zealand, available to us through the American store, and I can't remember if they're available in Europe. I have a feeling they might be. If not, they should be coming soon. But the oils that I'm talking about are the oils that were released at the US convention recently, which is the beautiful jasmine, which comes in a roll-on, and the magical neroli. Neroli's not my favorite smell, but I'm so drawn to this oil, and neroli is actually the oil of shared purpose and partnership, and so this is why it's so very close to my heart, or is becoming close to my heart, and it's almost at the end of this bottle, which is a good reminder. But basically this oil is used, and both of these oils we get from Egypt, because we source all our doTERRA oils from where they either grow best, are the most sustainable, and where we can be of some purpose to the local community there. And that's the other thing that I love about doTERRA. They don't just grow herbs and plants on one field and get them from there. They go to different parts of the world and they get their oils from that community or that part of the world, at the same time benefiting and adding to that community on a humanitarian level. But that's another story and another video. So why do I want to talk to you about neroli? And then I'm holding the jasmine. So neroli is, I just look at it as an oil that really helps me reconnect back, not just to my relationship and partnership, but this is an oil you would be using if you've been in a relationship for a while, for quite some time. You can use it if you're very new into a relationship. But it's an oil that really supports you through when you've been in a relationship for a while, things are getting stagnant, patterns are coming up, but you're not dealing with them. There might be a bit of projection, blame, you're getting quite resistant, you're getting quite angry about stuff, but you're not able to communicate. This is the oil that I would be using. This is an oil that teaches us about cooperation in a relationship, adaptation, and it helps us work through the challenges that kind of happen over time. You know, when you're kind of like just going along and everything's fine, and then all of a sudden you realize that you've been putting things aside, small irritations, small things, and you haven't been dealing with. So this is the one that I would be using at least daily if you're in that place, even if you're not. And the way I use this, I mainly use both jasmine and neroli on my sacral, so that's under your belly or your lower belly, and I work its way. So this, because this is in a roll-on, I will just roll it from my sacral chakra through to my solar plexus and to my heart. You can even roll it up further, but I really like that energy between the sacral, solar, and the heart, especially because all of those chakras are really representing the relationship that we're dealing with. So that's an oil that I'll use daily, but particularly if there's challenges or if you're feeling things building that you're not able to communicate with your partner. It's an oil that helps you grow in a relationship, okay? So many of us are in relationships that just kind of wither off with the fairies. We kind of connect on a surface level and there's no depth. All of my relationship, most of my friendships have been quite deep, a bit intense, but in deep and beautiful. And I've had so many beautiful people in my life, and I'm talking about friendships here. I'm not talking about romantic partners per se. So for me, this is something that adds to my life and helps me to work through things that I might not have worked through with myself. Jasmine. I just decided to focus on these two. There's so many oils. So jasmine, I have this beautiful book that I sometimes like to refer to. But jasmine is actually the oil that helps us to purify and balance sexual energy within us. It's an oil that assists people who might have been subjected to any kind of sexual trauma. And if you look back just a few months ago when all the Me Too stuff started coming out, it's almost like, it feels like so many women, and I'm sure men too, I don't want to exclude men from this because it's so important to acknowledge that men go through this as well. They're not just the perpetrators. Sometimes men are actually the subject of experiences that were not so kind, but we don't talk about that. We don't like to talk about that. But anyway, so jasmine is a purifier, and as I said, they both come from Egypt, so there's a huge significance there, especially for people that have a really deep connection with Egypt. My connection with Egypt, I think, is very subtle. It hasn't been so present in this lifetime, but it's coming through other people that I meet that have a deep connection with Egypt. So this helps balance different sexual energies and forces, even passions that you might not have acknowledged. It helps us to release trauma that we might have had in childhood or other parts of our life, and it helps us to feel safe in intimate relationships. So these are the two oils that I'd like to use daily when I'm working on stuff that might be connected to relationships. And again, I would like to use this one. I mean, you can just use these oils, just rub them on your hands, you know, even just when you've had a bath or a shower, just rub them on like your heart and just breathe it in and really focus on what you're trying to clear or what you're trying to bring in. The other oils that I would recommend working with, I mean, neroli and jasmine I would work with in terms of partnerships, clearing trauma, really connecting with your partner. There are plenty of other oils that you can use as well. I didn't really want to get into that today. I don't know why. I was just very drawn to share these two oils. I have posted about them before. But rose, haven't got rose on hand at the moment. You could use rose also to work on your heart chakra. You could use geranium to really open yourself up to trusting the universe. It's the oil of divine trust and opening your heart. Bergamot, again, I haven't got it on hand, it's upstairs, but bergamot is such a beautiful oil, and it's the oil of self-love and self-acceptance. So really what I'd like to preach to everyone is that in terms of relationships, the relationship that you have with yourself is the primary relationship. Before you connect with someone else, you have to solidify that relationship. Now, that's not often the case. Sometimes we go into relationships blindfolded and all our shit comes out and gets mirrored back to us. But are you willing to take responsibility for your part in that? So what would I like to say about this? I would be using oils that first enhance my own connection with myself, with my own heart, with my own purpose on the planet, before extending it out to the relationship. But at the same time, if you are in a partnership, things are a bit rusty, things are a bit blocked, you're not connecting with your partner, I would add neroli and jasmine for sure, and rose and geranium and plenty others. But I just wanted to showcase these oils, maybe because they also come in a roll-on, and just really start using them as a way to ritualize whatever your intention is for yourself and for your relationship. So look, I'm not going to preach, I'm not an expert on relationships by any means. I have some very interesting history in terms of my own upbringing, and you know, I was very young when I had my first long-term relationship, and then after that I was like, see you later, I want to be single for the rest of my life. So even 5-6 years ago, if you told me I'd be married, I would have laughed, because I was like, no, I just want to be single, I want to be free, I don't want to be committed. But the irony of life is that you get what is meant for you because it's your vessel for learning in this lifetime. So I wish I could go more into the relationship side of things and get more personal, but I just thought I wanted to show you these oils and scratch the surface. If you do want to know more, and if you want to go deep with this topic, I mean, you're very free and welcome to contact me either via Facebook, YouTube, email, SMS, whatever, and I'm happy to support you either with the oils or whatever it is that you need to talk through. But yeah, for me, the oils are the essential part of my life that help me. They're a tool. You know, I've used tarot cards, I've got a background in all sorts of different energy healing modalities. My background is social work. I've got lots of different things on my resume. But what the oils do for me is they shift something within me that's beyond a talking therapy. They shift without me even having to intend it. They do its job. Your intention is just that extra little bit, if you like, intention towards the universe or whatever it is that you believe in. So anyway, visit my website, www.ismilelove.com. It does need to be updated. I'm not there yet, hopefully this year. Or just message me here, there, or everywhere, and I'm happy to support you. Otherwise, enjoy your relationship. They're not always easy. They're huge lessons. They're not supposed to be perfect. They're not supposed to be happy all the time. There's a lot of work that sometimes needs to be done on a soul level. But we're all responsible for our own part in that. So with that, good day, good night, and talk to you guys soon. Bye.